Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy election day. Hope everyone's having a great morning so far. Good morning, Applejacks. How are you? Not what it be's like. Good morning. Are you trading today? I feel like me trading is like total degenish, but since I am on evals, I kind of want to see if things still work the same. I don't know. We'll see. I am break even on one account and um positive on the other. I took, wait, let me see something. That makes sense. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. That actually makes total sense. Oh, but it wasn't 902 yet. All right, never mind. Anyway, so my first trade, both trades that I took was counter trend divergence. The first one was here, but this previous bar hit the VWAP as you can see. And then the other one was off of the new high as well, double top. Um, when I went back and looked, because I just recently studied the counter trend divergence off the new highs and lows, I basically realized that every other time that the previous bar hit any kind of level, whether it's VWAP, support or resistance, whatever, like this, there was no fill. So typically with the no fills, even though technically I can count it as a win, because if I were to like use market orders, I would end up winning. I like to consider them as just not being a trade at all. Like I don't count it as a win or a loss. So yeah, there was only a couple of times that it set up that way in the month plus worth of data that I have, and none of them got filled. So the one time I got filled was a loss. So I'm just basically going to make it a rule where when I'm taking a trade off of a counter trend move off of the new session high or low, it cannot hit a previous level. If the previous bar hits a level like this, I cannot take this trade. And that's pretty easy to remember. And basically it's like even though this swing was way less than that swing, we still were pushing off of the VWAP to create the new high. And like from a common sense standpoint, that's why it kind of makes sense why that trade doesn't really work out like that. So that's how I'm going to trade that. Also, I'm going to keep all of my change zones on the charts. I'm just going to change them colors. Um, because I just want to see how price reacts throughout the day off of those levels if we come back to them. Doubtful, aka hell no, you ain't trading. But yeah, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. So yeah, I'm gonna just trade like normal. I literally every loss this week so far, well, we only had one other trading day. I was able to mitigate all the losses from yesterday, so that's nice. Um, Even in my section where I track like the trades that I don't take, I still was able to mitigate those as well. And it was just like very, very small tweaks that I needed to make. And again, literally based on me not having enough trades with those parameters at the time that I took the trades yesterday. So I basically just tightened up a couple of rules. We'll just kind of go from there, see what happens. But even though I have more rules than when I started a month ago, it's still pretty easy to remember. But like normal, I'll have to look down at my cheat sheet just a little bit just because I kind of remember what changes have been made. So I gotta make sure I'm still trading the correct way with the new rules. But I think I'll be all right. I think we'll see. Still have to figure out how to trade my alternate counter trend divergence, which was my favorite when I was trading order flow. I still haven't figured that part out. But it's so crazy because some of the rules that are starting to be incorporated now kind of match a little bit what I was doing with order flow, which is nice because with the order flow, there I missed so many trades because of how fast the POC and the volume profile changes on these small tick size charts. Um, and those were always the trades that were winners, right? So it's nice that I'm gonna be able to still kind of sort of trade with the same kind of preciseness, but not have to look at all of that. All right, the news sound is going off because it's counting the election as 9:15 this morning, but we all know it's not actually. So change them colors. Good morning, new trader. Good morning. Good morning. Looking at the cheat sheet. Yeah, no. I just, like I said before, it's so easy to remember most of this. And after like I make certain changes, things really start to make sense. Like I was explaining with the counter trend divergence move where the previous bar pushed off of a level and we create a new high. Well, it literally makes sense to not just don't take any trades like that, right? Um, so that'll be the part that makes it the most easy to remember some of this stuff because I do know at some point in the near future I am going to go through and like I like to create, even though I'm not going to use it because that's the whole purpose of the cheat sheet obviously, but I do like to go through and like create a guide almost. Like I kind of started when I in my notebook when I first started trading this way. And by guide, I mean, let's see if I can find the page where I started. Like, I mean, like a guide, right? Where I write out, what the pullback looks like. Okay, we got a higher low to a higher high to a higher low. And then write out kind of what I'm looking for volume wise and like what certain volume patterns mean. Like, all right, if we're in an uptrend and there's more volume in this swing than the previous one up, that means that the buyers are obviously still in control of the uptrend. And then looking at the pullback volume compared to the previous pullback volume, did the sellers take over based on volume or are the buyers still in control? So I like to make a guide like that just because when I write things out that way, it'll be a lot even easier for me to remember the rules. Um, because for me, I don't know, I'm just weird like that. Even when I was in school, I couldn't really listen to the teacher because I never liked the way any of my teachers taught. I like to read the books word for word myself and help myself to remember certain things based on how I know my brain works. So I'm going to do the guide at some point in the near future. All right, this is going to be a resistance zone. So I'm going to go ahead and color it because it looks like we might break that fairly shortly. But yeah. And there was some things that I took off of my cheat sheet because I had to make a new one for today because I had scribbles all over yesterday just because of the number of losses and what I had to go and study and put things together. And I even looked at stuff that didn't even happen yesterday just out of a like, oh, well, if this is affected this way, let me look at this kind of thing. And there were a lot of things that I took out because now I kind of have it hammered in my, well, yesterday I still took a trade with a double bottom or double top middle, but certain things like I can't take a trade at a weak level. Well, that's pretty much embedded in my brain. When I see the word weak pop up on my screen, I just literally don't take a trade. So that kind of helped to declutter it a little bit, which still not nearly as cluttered as it was when I was trading order flow. There was a lot of rules to order flow. Oh my gosh, a lot. A lot. Let's see. That was, it did work out. Okay. There just wasn't any. Why can't I see the, oh, 210. That one doesn't count anyway. All right. Got the push down. If I pull back too far. Pulls back just a little bit more. Be able to take it. And actually, no. I don't want to take that. We got a trend change, a bias change, but we pulled all the way back to my middle half trend. I don't want to take that trade. Historically, that loses. And watch, if this one goes, it'll be the one that wins. Because that's just how things happen. If we didn't just have a bias change, and they're like, because I start from here, so I do like A, B, and then C would be like the actual reversal of the entry. Because point or swing A started out in an uptrend, I count that as like a bias change this entire trend. What did I just say? I said it was gonna work out just cause, but it would have only been a break even, so because we only went 17 ticks. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? Are you trading, Janelle? The market actually has not been bad today so far. I can't say that much. That was almost what I was looking for. I just needed I needed this bar to close like one tick above where it closed because it closed right on the level that changed this to an uptrend. Anytime my entry bar closes on any level, it doesn't matter what level it is. If it closes directly on it, I can't take it. So it ended up working out, but that usually would not happen. But that was exactly what I was looking for. I think I've finally figured out how to trade this particular divergence. And it was so simple. So because we've already transitioned to an uptrend, right? Lower high to a higher low to a higher high. Basically, the volume of this swing has to be less than this one because this is transitioning into an uptrend. So if the volume of this swing pushes so far that it confirms the uptrend by being more volume in this swing than this one, it does not work out. And I did not realize that that was the problem. So Friday, I took this trade twice, lost them both back to back, was hella frustrated because I'm like, I just looked at this yesterday. But I didn't analyze the data properly. So, yeah, took this trade twice, lost it, but there was more volume in this swing than that one, which confirmed the uptrend, which is why I didn't need to take the counter trend down. Just simple stuff. And like I said, once I have enough data for certain things and I analyze it properly, the rules that I end up coming up with, I'm like, oh shit, that literally makes sense. It makes sense. All right, let's see if we break through here and try to, let me see what a 5-minute chart looks like. Oh yeah, this is probably just a pullback. We'll see though. Don't want a double bottom middle. I wonder where I thought I was supposed to be watching my niece and nephew, but maybe not. All right. Damn, I didn't expect it to push that far. All right, that's what the 5 minutes looking like. It doesn't look like it's quite ready to push back up from the pullback. So we'll see what happens. What time do you start to trade? I start at 8:35 in the morning. So I allow the market to do 5 minutes of wonkiness at the open, and then I start to trade. And then I stop at 10:15. Because I trade volume, it really makes no sense to trade after 10:15 since volume drives up for lunchtime. I have tinkered around a little bit with my strategy like in the afternoon, but I'm not the person that's going to come back in the afternoon. So it was no point in me continuing to look at it. It was more so like, oh, I'm journaling. I go off and do something else, and then I finish journaling, and I'm like, oh, let me see if right now my strategy would still work. And for the most part, it would, but I'm not getting back on no charts in no afternoon, so no trades until maybe Thursday. So I'm able to set up some gold in London though. Chi-Chi's got me through college. Same. Especially like pharmacology. Pharm was probably like the worst. I mean, I still had a good grade. I graduated summa cum laude, and I could have graduated, what is the highest, magna? If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Whatever, I did the middle one. I could have graduated the highest one, but I really didn't care. I'm like, you know what? I'm playing ball. I was going to a D2 school. I didn't want to go D1 because nursing school, like they don't care if you're an athlete. You can only miss so many classes and then you fail the class because you're not there, and it makes sense because at some point in the future, somebody's life might be in your hands. So for me, it made the most sense to go D2 since you still travel, but like not that much. Um, But yeah, listen, pharmacology, that was a lot. But I told myself, you know what? I grew up having straight A's. Like I graduated with over a 4.0 from high school. I think I had like a 4.13, and I barely even took honors classes because I knew it didn't matter. As much as they would try to tell you, like, oh, if you graduate with honors and you do this, do that, like you're more, yeah, you might get more scholarships, but it's not gonna, just because you have a 3.2 doesn't mean you're not gonna get into college. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna do just enough, but I played ball in high school as well. I was pretty much the star athlete. Um, so yeah, I graduated like number 13 out of 673 students in my graduating class. Pretty smart. But in college, I was like, baby, listen, as long as I have that diploma or whatever and I get my license, it does not matter. But I think I had like maybe a 3 point, I don't remember, maybe five or something. Five, seven, could have been seven. But like in nursing school, they grade you a lot different. So if I wasn't in nursing school and I had the grades that I had, I pretty much would have had a 4.0. 4.0 or like a 3.9. But in nursing school, like in order for you to have an A plus, I think you had to have like a 96 or 97 in the class versus like the traditional 91 or 92. And I just didn't care enough. I didn't. But farm, oh man, it's just so many drugs out there. So many, it's insane. All right. That pushed further than I would want, I think. Yeah, I don't think I want to take that. I'm curious to see if it pushes through though, because technically that should work out, but I don't typically take trades like that. Yeah, it did push through. So typically, like with this trade, when I'm trying to get in as is about to push for the uptrend, I would prefer for the entry bar to close on the green line as well. And I don't really think I ever paid attention to this trade where we react off of it and we push down. There's not very much volume in this swing compared to this one, obviously. So traditionally that trade should work out, but I didn't know if I would have to like break even there, and that's why I'm like, I don't think I want to take that trade. So I didn't. But I am gonna mark it because maybe that's something I'll pay attention to in the future. Hey, we're en route to you. All right, give me a second. Let me go open the door for them. I'm surprised you didn't sleep longer since it is raining. Cheyenne is about to bring Cohen and Amora. All right. It's like, thank you, love. My babies. My little baby is not going to be here though. It's so funny because when he comes over here, I'll like get up and then I'll go greet him or whatever. and he'll run straight to me, give me a hug, and then he'll look at everybody else, and then he'll just run straight to my room. And I'm like, take your shoes off. He'll come in here. By the time I come in here, his shoes are off. He's in the bed. Can I have your phone? Can you greet everybody else? Rude. He likes to change the colors of my lights. Him and his sister, when they come in here, especially if they're by themselves, just always expect for them to change it to whatever their mood is. But one day he had it like blinking, and after like 2 minutes, I'm like, all right, bruh, give me the phone because I cannot take this. I'm like sitting here trying to journal my trades and stuff, and I just got like these blinking lights going off. I'm like, yeah, no. Mm-mm. You're gonna give TT a headache. This is why I wanted to keep the old levels. I just hope it doesn't get too congested. But you can see we perfectly reacted off of a level from earlier, which that was the level that was created at so we created that level at 9 o'clock with the high impact news, and then we broke through it at 9:11, and then we just retested at 9:27. I also want to test to see if sometimes my trades are not working out because it's reacting at an O level that I removed. Or if my strategy still works and, you know, kind of what I've put together, it's going to happen regardless if it's reacting off of O levels or not. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. So like, what was that yesterday? I think it might have been. I was looking at data from like the first week of September, and I was specifically looking at divergence at my middle half trend, and the previous bar reacted off of the zone like this, and then we pulled back. It reacted off the bottom of an old zone, and then we pulled back. The trade did not work out. But I had literally the same data, like it was the same kind of reaction that was already happening and kind of what I was already questioning as far as like how that trade ends up working out long term. So I don't think the old zones matter, but we'll just keep them here to see. We'll see. All right, so I think wait, what is this? 328. Look how we perfectly reacted off of it. All right, so this trade right here that I sat out of is kind of the same one. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I don't got a trade. It's kind of the same one as this one. You see how we hit the zone, we pulled back, and then we pushed through it, right? Same thing here, except the level didn't turn red yet, but same thing. There wasn't very much volume in this swing up, which lets me know that the push off of it was not strong. So I just wanted to kind of see it work out because, again, I don't typically actually take that trade, mainly because most of the time when this happens, the level is so close. I mean, the entry bar closes so close to this zone. Now, I'm cool with it pushing through here because we already changed to a green line, but I would have wanted to break even here because this is still technically a support line. So I didn't really have confidence in it pushing through. All right, and I hope we don't sit here and consolidate the rest of the session. This is kind of what we're looking like on a 5-minute chart. It's open already, Ma. I literally just opened it. Hopefully she brought their tablets. Kids don't care. Let's get straight to it. My niece was showing me TikToks last night. Baby, listen. The kids can literally watch. My nephew, the 2-year-old, 3-year-old, he will literally sit there and watch the same YouTube short over and over and over again. And I'm like, bro, please change it. I'll be like, put it back, change it. He'd be like, be mad as hell. Like, how can you sit there and continue watching this? Please. Nothing changed from the first time you saw it to the 50th time. Change it. Oh my gosh. A hot mess. It sounded like the little baby with him. She must have told them they was coming over here. My baby. I didn't know you was coming. Hi, Bubba. Hi, Cohen.
No, he's going to school.
Who going to school? Oh. You about to go to school. You want to stay here? Ask your mommy if you can stay here. I'll let you stay. Hi, Bubba. Y'all got your tablet?
He's never on school. He's never going to be on school.
He's never going to... Why you don't have your tablets?
I don't know.
You don't know? Y'all, he came straight in here and tried to take his shoes off. She like, he's going to school. He's not happy. I told y'all he ran straight to my room. I don't think he's going to try to leave. Oh my goodness. He is not going to be happy if she makes him leave and go to school. I let them get on the mic when they come back in here. They went back in the family room. Not this girl is dumb. Hey, Shy. How are you? She gonna try to get him to leave. I have doubts. I feel like he's gonna cry. And I can't hear my baby cry. You staying here?
No.
It sounds like he is, baby. Look, he done took his shoes off and everything.
He has to go to school.
I told y'all what he do when he get here. You better stop jumping on TT bed.
How can I sit on him? That's how he stopped.
He stopped jumping when you tickle him. Here, pull the butt. Go on, you want to say hi? He said, The oldest, he's shy. Oh, I'm like, why is there noise coming out of my headphones? Hold on, there you go. Press play. He said, I'm not hearing. Press play. Let me see. It was in my headphones, baby. I'm sorry. Here you go. He said, I'm not hearing. You not going to school?
Yeah.
You going to school?
Yeah.
You gonna go to school? Put a butt. You going to school? Or are you staying here? staying here. Want to say hi? Wave to everybody. Little boy. Hey, wave to the camera. When I first asked if he was going to school, he said, yeah, no. Like, lady, don't trick me. All right. Back inside of the change zone. You know what? I might have to. No, I'll be able to tell. So this is an old zone. I'm going to keep trading as if it's not there. So if it still follows my rules, I'm going to take the trade. But see what ends up happening, and this is typically when I can tell that the market is consolidating. You see how there's an old zone here, which I think is the one we just used to change to an uptrend. Yeah, but we had an immediate rejection. And now the new zone is pretty close to it. So when we start doing this is how I know. I don't even need to look at a time-based chart to see that we're consolidating. Now, and like I said, I'm just going to keep trading as if the zone isn't there. Because typically I wouldn't pay attention to it anyway. So I want to just see what ends up happening. Yes, zigzag change. I thought one of them was calling me. And then over time of me doing this, if I do notice that certain stuff like this that would normally work out is not working out because we're at a zone, then I'll just start actually like not taking the trade. But for now, I'll just keep taking them. I am so I am possibly, this particular trade alone is going to make me go back and look at this. I am possibly thinking about when we're counter trend like this, so there's more volume in this swing than this one. I don't really like that. Now, if that's happening, but we're in a downtrend and I'm taking a sell, that's fine. I don't really care if that buy pullback is more volume. There's certain parameters that I have to look at if that happens, but I'm cool with that. I want to look though when we're counter trend like this, because if the bias isn't a downtrend, right? And we've pushed far down in this pullback, that lets me know that the downtrend is still strong. That makes sense. So I'm gonna look at that. If that happens anymore today, I'm not gonna take the trade because I have a feeling that that's a problem. Because I can almost guarantee you that I don't have very many examples of this at all. Zone being here or not, I don't have very many examples because most of the time this pullback will be less volume to let me know that the uptrend, the counter trend uptrend is strong. So we'll kind of see. One of those kid content creators playing with toys have over child. Them kids can have the same toy in their room and they rather watch somebody else play with it than them play with it on like the toy that's in front of them. It's insane to me. It's insane. You know what? I feel like I just looked at this. Wait a minute. I feel like I literally just looked at this actually. Like I said, it's all small things that I need to make adjustments for. Boom, I knew it. Wait, no. Is that it? Oh, no, 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 no. I only looked at that specifically. Damn. I kind of was looking at it, but I didn't do, the problem is I didn't do all the trades. I looked at specific components of that trade, but not surprisingly, when that volume pattern happens, it was like a win, a loss, and a no fill. Good morning. How are you this morning? Okay. Who the butt? You gotta go to school. No, 5 more. Come on. Come on, we gotta get on. I appreciate it. Here, watch my phone. Baby shirt? Yeah. Back to school counting phone? Oh, you want that one? That? Or you want back to school counting phone? You want the counting? What? You're welcome, baby. You gotta go to school, baby. Yeah, it's 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Thank you so much. You're welcome, baby. I love you too. See you later, okay? See you, baby. You're welcome. He tried to run. He rolled over on that bed so fast, thinking she wasn't gonna get him. Oh my goodness, that child there. Did you call him little butt? No, I call him Poodle Butt, and then his older sister is Butt Butt. Renko chart makes NQ look so much smoother directional. When I try to NQ, it look like chaos and confusion. Absolutely, especially if you use bigger charts. Because you know how like a lot of people when they're trading on time-based charts, you might look at a 4 hour and then you look at a 1 hour and then you might look at a 15 minute and enter off of a 1 minute and stuff like that. You could do the same thing with Renko's, and it definitely shows you direction. Definitely. Um, because you could do something like having a bigger Renko chart, and based on the direction of that one, you decide, whether which direction you're gonna take scalps in or something like that. Um, but like I've told other people, you can take intraday swing trades off of Renkos with no problem. With no problem whatsoever. But yeah, I'm gonna look at this later. It's just funny because when I looked at this particular setup, the counter trend move, I only looked like if this bar hit off of one of the other half trends and pushed down. I didn't look at the ones that didn't push off of the other half trends. So I'm going to look at that after the stream, because when it pushes off of a previous half trend or a different half trend, like I said, there's a win, a loss, and then a no fill. So basically it's just 1 and 1 in my eyes. So I'm very curious to see what the other ones look like, because I'm quite sure that when I look at it, it's not going to be a good win-loss ratio, which would make sense because again, it's counter trend. So we want the uptrend to stay strong. And the only way to do that is if the volume of each pullback before I enter a trade is less than the previous pullback in volume. So I'm definitely gonna look at that for sure. Or sure. All right, we gotta push through. We got overlapping zones again, which is why I don't like keeping them on my charts. Like legit, the open was like down here. And for us to do all of this just to just hit a wall and just start doing this choppiness is crazy. And we pretty much rejected right at this. I mean, we created a new high as well, but we kind of rejected at this resistance level right here. The resistance level plus the session high kind of pushed us down. Child, what is my granny fussing about? But yeah, this is why I like Renkos. Even though it takes some time to get used to and develop a strategy for it and all that other stuff, this is why I like it because you can see direction so well. Now, I don't personally like using the huge Renko sizes, especially because, like, when I first started YouTube, I was telling you guys that the reason why I prefer scalping is because the Nasdaq can be so erratic, you know, and you have such differences in like the low volume and volatility days versus the high volume and volatility days. Like, I don't want to have to change what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to have to look at the volume and say, usually around this time there's this much volume, so there's less volume, so let's switch to this Renko size. I wanted to be able to use a Renko size that works no matter what, basically. um yeah, but like this is a 40 tick Renko chart, which if somebody likes intraday swing trading would be good to use. But then once you kind of hit that consolidation period, I mean, obviously you have to figure out how you would like to determine when the market's consolidating and stuff. Um, but I always tell people to just, no matter what size you use, just use a multiple of 4, obviously, because there's 4 ticks in a point. So like this is a 20 tick chart. This is what I used to use, a 20 tick chart. Besides the 16, this is kind of my favorite, honestly. But like if you like trading support and resistance or supply and demand or something like that, being able to see a demand level and then just waiting until, you know, you kind of get the confirmation of a lower low being painted with volume kind of supporting it. And yeah, I love Renkos. You can't convince me otherwise. Now she converted, never going back to toxic relationships. Your last meal was at 7 o'clock yesterday. I don't remember what time I ate yesterday. My granny made some navy bean soaps. Navy beans and cornbread. 2 micros on gold during Asia. Set a bracket order and generated 100. Ooh, nice. I'm gonna set another overnight bracket order this Friday. Taking trades in my business account. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, the ability to just be able to set and forget is so nice. That's how my best friend trades. He trades off fibs and he just sets it. And I mean, he trades on AU, so that's a pretty slow pair. And I think that he said that he's now preferring to trade off of the 1 hour chart because he was doing the 4. But when you trade on a 4 hour chart on AU, baby, that trade's going to take a long time. Like, so he's been trading off the 1 hour and he just sets his fib and usually will like set an alert to make sure that, you know, a new low or high didn't paint or, you know, to make it to where he has to redraw the fib. And that's literally all he does. Draws his fib, takes the trade, then forgets about it. He'll be like, oh shoot, let me go check on my trade that I took 3 days ago. Yeah, I told y'all I can't do that no more. I had one bad experience of being in that trade for 2 weeks and it coming 10 pips away from hitting my take profit multiple times and then stopping me out. You ain't never gotta worry about me swing trading ever again. Ever. Look at how bad this is consolidating. She better not let him loose. He sound like he about to try to run back. Oh, she caught him. He really think my room is this room. Speaking of which, she pushed my bed trying to get him out of it. This was almost an overlap. That was an overlap. We got like 20 minutes left in the session. But you know what? I'm not too mad about today at all. For it to be election day and it not to be like this super volatile price action that's not following typical patterns that I see every day, I'm not mad at it. Like I said earlier, I already know the one loss, the very first trade that I took. I know that one's, I don't have to worry about that one anymore. I already looked over that one and saw that previous bar can't touch the touch a level. So I ain't worried about that. And then we had the win right there. Here. She better not let him come back here and say bye to me because he gonna try to stay. We got the one trade here that I said, you know, I'm not used to seeing it react that way. Then we had the other one that was pretty similar. So, yeah. All right, we got a double top start. So I can zoom in. All right, zones keep overlapping. Let's see if we actually use this as resistance and push down this time. Because we've rejected like twice. This is the other reason why I kind of want to keep the zones on my chart because I don't have to like go back to see how many times we've rejected continuing the uptrend. I could literally see it here. We rejected twice. There's 2 overlapping zones. I'm not even sure, Janelle. I don't think that she said anything about leaving. Do she got leftovers? She does. She put smoked turkey. What did I get this time? I think I did turkey tails. Smoked turkey tails. She cooked them down. It just be so good. Oh my gosh, so good. Took me a minute to be comfortable with bracket orders. Really? How come? Just because you're used to like being at the charts and watching things. I don't know. I'm always really leery about bracket orders like that too, but maybe not so much during like the slower sessions, but child, he just running all over the place. He does not want to leave. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't dare set bracket orders. Like, I don't know how people trade like the opening range and stuff like that, or I just, when there's super high volatility like that and setting bracket orders, you are crazy. I can't do it. I can't. I need water. I can't. I don't want to go in there while they're still here because he ain't gonna leave. Oh, she's so precious. Aww. She is so precious. All right. Let's see if now that we have the overlapping zone, if we actually push hard off of this one. Can't take the first pullback though. It starts with a double top. I still can't figure out how to trade that. Like if we start with a double bottom and we push counter trend, no problem. But when we start with a double top and we're already in a downtrend, I can't find a consistent pattern for that. Is the prior high behind? Yeah. All right. So the prior high is behind the resistance level right here, which is important because I can't take buys there. Pretty sure. Yeah. heard that little sweet. You know what? Does he know y'all got beans and cornbread? I wouldn't want to leave either. I don't think he eat. I know he likes cornbread. I don't think I've ever seen him eat beans though. I don't even think he eats baked beans. I feel like one of those get-togethers we had when we barbecued and stuff, I feel like we had baked beans and I don't think he ate them. Baby, with him, he's a typical kid. Give him chicken nuggets and fries and he's happy all day, every day. That's all he needs in his life. Chicken nuggets and fries. I'm surprised he actually left without a. I mean, he tried to roll over and get away from her back in my bed, but I'm surprised he didn't cry. Because normally he's not happy. Like I was at was we at his grandma's house? Yeah, we was at his grandma's house, which is my mom's sister, like a couple of weeks ago. And he does the same thing with his grandma. I had just finished doing his hair and I took him into her bedroom so he could see his hair in the mirror, and he just started smiling. And as I'm walking past her bed to go back out the bedroom, I'm like holding him. He's just jumps out of my arms onto her bed. And so his dad was like, "You don't want to go home?" He was like, "No, I'm staying here with Granny." And I'm like, "You don't want to go home with your brother and sister?" "No." I said, "But you got school tomorrow." "No." He said, "Cohen and Amora have school." I said, "Well, you have school too. You don't want to go to school?" "No." And he literally stayed. She was like, "All right, I'm not going to take you home." He was like, "No, I'm staying here." She said, "Dang, I thought I was going to have my day off." Oh my goodness. We pushed too far up there. I didn't want so much volume to be in that swing, and looks like we might push back to that change zone too. Let's see. But yeah, typically wherever we are, he'll be like, "I want to go with you." No, no, not so much. Not so much, little baby. What are we gonna do here? Very interesting. Damn, that doesn't count. It's counting this outside bar as the pullback. And that's why I didn't take that sale, and I saved myself from an unnecessary loss. Probably gonna want breakfast. No, she probably. Any nurses here that went to for the drug test, if you test positive for marijuana, will they not let you in the program? I'm going to quit to be on the safe side, but just asking, so I cannot find a straight answer anywhere. I know marijuana is federally illegal, but whether or not nursing programs and jobs will actually deny you because of it seems to be very up in the air, so just wanted to see other experiences. I'm a current instructor for that program, and unless you have a medical marijuana card, we will refuse you in the program if you test positive. Oh, somebody said, and let me just add, you a nurse. You come smelling like weed, I will report you. I don't want anyone working by my side who is under the influence, and it does affect your ability to react and treat your patients. Very true. Um, whoa, Amelia. I won't talk about it because I don't want it to get around anywhere and then they know that the person leaked it, but I wonder is this the food guy? Like the name, the food guy? Cuz I know he's going to he said that they invited him to Jersey to meet with them. And he basically said that, like, at first he was like, I don't know about this. And then he was like, oh, okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. But yeah, the food guy got invited out to Jersey. Um, and at first he said that he was like a little iffy on it, but he said that he got more context and now he's excited about it. And I wonder if he's gonna be one of the 10. I don't know. Look how price reacted perfectly off that zone. Now I can't scalp that, as you can see, like that outside bar would have screwed me. Um, but another thing I'm kind of looking at is like when we hit zones like this, just putting possibly a pending order in, like in the middle of it, and putting the stop loss below the zone and just trying to ride it a little bit. I don't really need much out of it, but that is something that I've been considering. All right, there's too much dip in that chip. Because we react perfectly quite a bit. And I feel like because I'm using Renkos to draw the zones that that's probably why I get pretty good reactions off of the zones. Sound like she trying to cook the period. Oh, okay. We definitely thought you was gone, Amelia. My mom has told me a lot of nurses that worked under her were addicts, and yeah, I'm surprised. Okay, so there's a nurse that I used to work with, right? Who used to be a drug addict. She's been like arrested for it, has charges, been convicted. She's been sober for a couple of years now, not like a whole bunch of them, but like a couple of years now. And she went to nurse practitioner school. She graduated recently, but she still can't practice as a nurse practitioner because I guess you have to, like, it has to be so many years since your conviction, I guess, is what I'm assuming. So she's not like too thrilled about that, but it's like, what do you expect? I don't know. I don't know what people expect with certain things like that, you know? Especially considering no matter what drug you were, because I think it was like maybe meth or something, but no matter what drug you were addicted to, you becoming a nurse practitioner or a pharmacist or a doctor, whatever, like you can relapse at any time, no matter how long you've been sober, and now you have access to these drugs. So that's not the pullback I'm looking for. All right, we got 10 minutes. Wait, what? Oh, perfect. I didn't know if they got the request. I sent in a feature request to TradeZella. Hold on, Amelia. I'm gonna um because one thing that's driving me crazy when I'm trading, so when I'm trading multiple evals, I'm not really bothered because I only track one eval in my TradeZella and I just named that strategy testing. So I always import every trade that I take and I put it into that account. But then obviously, like if I'm trading PAs or my personal account, then I import those as well because I do want to track my PAs and stuff separately. Um, but it takes a long time because of the way I'm copy trading. When I take a trade in account A and I'm also taking it in B and C, they make it like a super long process to be able to add tags to everything. Now, if you're not super detailed with the way that you tag things like I am, it doesn't really matter. But the way that I tag things, it takes a very, very long time and it drives me insane. Because even if I select, like, let's say I select three different trades because I took them on three different accounts, but it's the same trade on three different accounts. If you select all three of the trades and then you click the little thing to add a tag, like across all three, you have to add one at a time. So I either need them to give us the ability to, like, maybe they should pop up the screen the same way as when you're in like when you're inside of the trade in TradeZilla, when you can like go through and do all the tags at once. They either need to do that or it needs to be a feature to be able to just take a trade inside of TradeZilla, take the trade and copy all the tags to another trade in a different account because it's driving me nuts. All right, that was a breakthrough I wasn't really expecting. And now the chart is cluttered because the Nasdaq wants to sit here and just consolidate back and forth. All right, that one has to be green. Don't mess with my cord, you're cheating. I don't know what they're doing with my grandma right now. Meth, yeah. This place isn't as bad as it was the year I rage quit. GA, if they go into rehab, they keep their license, but my mom has it. It puts pressure on her if she go. Oh, yeah. I just I don't know. I understand how easy it is for people to get addicted to drugs, to fall on hard times and feel like drugs is the way, because it's like an escape mechanism for a lot of people. I understand all of that. And maybe because I've never done drugs. I mean, I did do edibles one time when I was in California. Worst experience ever. I was so damn high, I thought I was going to die. And I literally told I told the EMT, I said, I'm going to be the first person to die of a weed overdose. I literally told that man that. He was like, ma'am, please. I don't know what my problem was. But that's the only thing I've ever done and I was kind of coerced into doing it. No. My friend wanted me to try and I was like, well, I've tried to, smoke and it never works. So, forget it. I don't really care. Um But yeah, I did do that, but that's literally the only. I don't even drink. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gone an entire year without having even one drink. But, here and there now at this age, sometimes like if we having a family get together and there's a wine cooler, I might drink one. But I don't drink heavy. I don't honestly, my first year of college, so I graduated at 16. And so I literally didn't turn 21 until because I was supposed to graduate high school actually at 15. So after I graduated, I went to an accelerated school. And because of how the accelerated program worked, our sciences didn't have labs. So when I went to try to get into nursing school, I got pushed back 2 semesters or a year because I had to retake those classes with labs, basically. So I didn't turn 21 until what, 6 months before I graduated college. But my very first year of college, those girls were alcoholics. Okay. That young. They were alcoholics. And guess what? They all look like it now. Um, but just seeing some of the stupid stuff that they would do when they were drunk, I was like, I don't ever want to be drunk. I've been drunk one time in my life and it was not purposeful. We had this we did this yacht party and they had free wine, and because I'm not a drinker, I didn't know that you're not supposed to go back and forth between white and red. I didn't know that. How am I supposed to know? I don't know that. So I'm just going, I'm, having me a good time, and I was like, hmm. Like I went to the deck of the yacht, and at the time I was into it with one of my homeboys, or whatever. And so the boat's moving one way, he's like pacing the opposite way, and it was making me so nauseous. And I was like, bruh, please shut up and stop moving. So I ended up going to the bathroom, and all I remember was waking up like, oh, the boat stopped moving. I came out that bathroom, y'all. Nobody was on the boat but me. So I came out, and my boyfriend at the time was standing on the dock like this, just leaned up against the post. And he's like, where the hell was you at? I'm like, I was in a bathroom. I'm drunk. I'm like, where was you at? Like, why didn't you try to come find me? And so we end up getting in the car. I had rented a Camaro, I remember. And so he was driving us back, and like legit the motion sickness when you are drunk, I don't understand how anybody likes to be drunk. I don't get it. I don't even like to be tipsy. Like I stop myself. And that's the other thing. Like even though I'm not a drinker, I never have been, I always knew I would be able to hold my liquor, and I can. And that's the other thing. I'm like, it takes me so many drinks just to start feeling a buzz. I am destroying my body just to feel this buzz. What is the point exactly? There is none. That's how I felt. So, anyway, so he's all pissed at me, and I get in the car, and as soon as he starts driving, look, I'm getting nauseous just thinking about the feeling. And mind you, this happened like 8 years ago. So I'm like super nauseous. He ends up pulling over at a food truck, and I throw up. I just open the door and throw up. I go back to sleep. So we get to the hotel, and he's like, all right, we here. And I'm like, just leave me here. I can't get out of the car. He's like, get out of the car. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I feel sick. Just let me sleep here. He's like, get your ass out of the car. What am I supposed to tell your parents if somebody abducts you or if something happens to you? What am I supposed to say? You was just drunk and you didn't want to get out the car, so I left you there. Get out the car. I'm like, no. So he's like, I'll be back. So he locks me in the car. He goes to the gas station, gives me some water. He's like, drink these bottles of water. You're going to throw up and you'll feel better. So I throw up. When I tell you I had to end up like climbing in the back seat and getting out, like to get around. It was insane because we had a drop top Camaro, so I had to like get in the back seat and hop out of the car. So I get into the hotel room, and y'all, the ledge of the tub looked like a mountain. It looked like a mountain. So I somehow, some way climb over this mountain. I turn on the shower. I'm sitting in the tub, but the shower water's running. I was in there like 40 minutes. I was like, after I finished showering myself, I was like, there's no way I can get out of here. So he realizes I've been in there way too long. So he's like, are you okay? I'm like, I can't get out. He's like, bro, get out of the shower. I'm like, just let me stay here. I'll sleep in the tub. Just bring me a pillow. I was messed up. But the next morning, I ain't have a headache, no hangover, no nothing. I woke up like, all right, what we doing today? So I was supposed to go. So one of my friends who's a multimillionaire around my age, she's like maybe 4 years older. She was in Miami at the same time, and she had a party on Star Island that we were supposed to go to. And so I felt so bad. I called her the next afternoon, and I was like, I'm so sorry I didn't come. She was like, girl, I was so drunk. I wouldn't even know you was here. I was like, that's why I didn't come. I was so drunk. I couldn't. Never been drunk again. Never. I can't. I'm considering signing up for Trade. I love Trade, Janelle. I'm not going to lie. Especially, okay. So if you, I feel like if you use trade journals online trade journals the proper way, it is so easy for you to make tweaks to your strategy without having to do a lot more like back testing, especially like if you're not like me, because you know I sit out of a lot of trades for no reason. But if you are taking your setups, you know, and you notice like, all right, I just lost this trade, let me do certain tags. So one of the things that I would do if I were you, if you have something like, I notice a lot of times you'll say like, oh, I saw A plus setups, or you know, things like that, make a tag for A plus B, like whatever grading system that you have, so that when you lose certain trades for those setups, you can go back and look, because you can attach screenshots and everything, screenshots of the chart. And I'll show you like with my they must have brought some of those toys upstairs. um so with my tag, I have a lot of tags, by the way, but that's because there's a lot of components to my strategy. um so I have a lot of tags, and I have them in different categories. So like volume pattern, or vector means the solar wind indicator that I use, like when I my half trend basically. So I like to say like, all right, did it wick off of it, or did it rotate, like the previous bar wicked and the entry bar it went through the body, like stuff like that. Um I have a whole bunch of stuff, right? And so with each trade, when I go in, I tag everything accordingly, right? The other thing I do like is the playbooks. So I tag everything accordingly. And then what I can end up doing, so like let's say for instance, let's go back and I'm gonna show you guys my stats and then we'll get up out of here. But let's go back to here, this counter trend move. So you can go into your trades and say, okay, I want to filter and I want to look at counter. So what I would put in, I want to look at the counter trend divergence trade setup, right? And then I'll filter it to show only the trades that are a new session high or low, because I have that as a tag. And then from there, I can look to see which of these trades did the previous bar touch any level. I don't care what level it is. Did it touch a previous level? And based off of those filters, I can instead of going through a month's worth of data, I can literally just filter like that. Hi, my baby. And I can see how many wins and losses I have. You want my phone? Yeah. Come say hi to everybody. Say hi.
Hi.
Tell them your name.
Amora.
Did you eat breakfast this morning? At home? You did eat breakfast. Your mama didn't feed you this morning. Do you want some eggs? Okay, I'll cook you some eggs. Just let me finish up my stream, okay? Yeah, you can have my phone. What's the name? Trinity and Madison?
Yeah.
Here, baby. But yeah, so it's very easy for you to filter through and see like, oh, well, this is the component that causes a problem. Like even when I was trying to figure out like the divergence trades that happen at my middle and major half trend levels, I kind of had a feeling that it was that particular like the higher low to lower high to lower low. I noticed that one, this one isn't it because this is a lower low here, but let's pretend this is a higher low. I noticed that particular pattern was what was causing me the most issues. So I was able to come into TradeZella, filter it, because I even have trades like before I was trading volume. I have all the trades starting from maybe like May. So even when I was doing order flow and everything, and guess what? Whether I was trading just volume or order flow, that that pattern was a problem. So I was able to see like, so I filtered to show the other pattern, and the other pattern won a whole, like it's a very, very consistent win pattern. But that particular pattern consistently loses. And so that's kind of how I was able to figure out what the volume pattern needs to be in the swings in order for it to work out. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm a growing young woman. You want eggs? Not you get a buzz off one shot. Wait, it was a guy who got alcohol poisoning. Roommates didn't let people know he was. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a mess. That's a mess. Yeah, I'm gonna cook her some eggs. But yeah, all right. Let me show you the accounts. Do your brother want some eggs too? Does your brother eat eggs? You don't know. You want a waffle too? Yeah. Okay, so a waffle and eggs. You want cheese in your eggs? Okay. No cheese or no waffle? Okay, baby. All right. So this is what the accounts are looking like. Again, not a bad day considering election day, and I'm pretty sure both the losses can be mitigated at this point, so I'm not tripping. So I do still have $1,200 of drawdown left in this account, and there's $700 in this one. They both renew next Friday, so if they blow, I'm perfectly fine with that because I'm going to purposely blow them anyway just so they can start over. Not not while you hungry. I'm sorry. We have to tell Applejack sorry because she's hungry and we just talked about eggs. She's so silly. Um, yeah, so not bad. I probably am going to start trading the other Top Step account starting next week again. But this was very interesting to see this, like for us to push like this and then literally just hit a wall and do this the rest of the session is stupid. Just stupid. And I bet you we gonna break out after now that I'm done. That's just always how it happens. But yeah, you guys, I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early. Not tomorrow. Do I have jury duty tomorrow? I feel like I do. But why would they do that? Why would they have jury duty the day after an election? Like, you would think that they would try to, like, keep us safe. But whatever, yeah. I'll see you guys Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. And, yeah, trade safe as well. See y'all Thursday. Bye.